You can find Sean on Facebook or Instagram by searching for Sean Dupuis. And here he is from LaSalle, Ontario, a former CASCAR Eastern and national champion, Sean Dupuis. Welcome to Driver in Deep, and thanks for joining us, Sean.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Dupe. It's been a while, so it's great to catch up with you, of course. We stayed in touch. We stay in touch with the odd text here and there, a phone call, or the odd time you're with a bunch of those rowdy guys from Windsor like Beauchamp and you're calling me drunk or something. But in all seriousness,
you're calling me.
Well, maybe that. Yeah, maybe that.
It's Beauchamp, though, that's drunk, right? So.
Yeah, exactly. So you're just calling for him. Gotcha. But in all seriousness, the last time we did chat was back in January, where we talked about you losing your dad, Marty Dupuis, who everybody loved, and we talked about it on our episode 41 back with J.R. Fitzpatrick,
yeah.
And it was it was a tough day for everybody. But I just wondered, how's everybody doing? How's Mama Dupe doing?
Mom's doing all right. We all have our days. Right now she's going through pictures, so she has her good times and bad times, right? But we have more good times because he was a great man and he loved racing. So it's comforting knowing that,
Absolutely.
Sean, in our intro, before you came on, we made reference to you being part of many of the great racing families from the Windsor area. And with me being fairly new to the sport, Alex always talks about racers from your area. And, I'm guessing the popularity is because of the now gone Checkered Flag Speedway and the proximity to Delaware and the tracks in the Michigan area, I suppose.
Yeah. Basically, the Checkered Flag brought so many families to the track, the Herniaks, the Beauchamps, the Delisles, Malott, Monahan, those were guys that we were chasing, right, when we were younger. It was just, Duke Sawchuk,
Maurice.
Yeah. There's
it goes on and on.
It's amazing how many great racing families and great drivers came from this area.
Yeah, and plus Windsor is a big automotive town, right? Everybody was car guys or car girls there, and then across the bridge is the big three. So
yeah,
I'm sure that all had a lot to do with it. It's just a big car area, still is, and that's why there's still so many people involved, I think, down there. But speaking of Checkered Flag, you got your start there, and like everything else you've raced, you've had a ton of success with a couple of track championships at Checkered. Tell us a little bit about your start, such as how you got started and how it went at Checkered Flag. What were your successes there? Just talk a little bit about that and just what that speedway meant to the community now that it's gone.
Yeah, how I got started, my dad owned a towing company, a garage, had a wrecked Chevelle in the back, and that's what they raced out at Checkered. So I asked him if I could have it. He said yes. Gave me a couple of weeks to see if I was serious about it. Then started giving me a hand with it. We had success in that. I started late, halfway through the season in that. Won a feature race that year. Went full-time the next year. Can't even remember how I did in the points that year, but then we moved up to the Canadian Nationals, which was the sportsman class back then, right? And started racing against Jack Monahan and Bobby Merrifield and Don Malott. And won a couple track champions. I think it was 89 and 91.
Tough crowd.
Oh yeah. Tough competitors there. And then you throw in, the Duke Sawchucks, they're all good drivers, and they raced hard at Checker, and we raced hard in CASCAR as well.
Speaking of that, Alex told me that he raced against you in late model sportsman before meeting up again in the CASCAR Super Series. And I've heard from Alex why he made the move to CASCAR, but can you tell everyone what drew you to that series?
Well, basically the Checker Flag closed down, and it forced a lot of racers. We'd either go CASCAR racing or go to Delaware and start racing there and head over to Toledo. A couple teams, the Delisle Motorsports team went over there, and then they started coming to CASCAR after. But once Checker shut down, it was, our mouths dropped and like, what are we going to do now? Because we're not going to stop racing, right? We're racers.
Yeah, it was wasn't good, that's for sure. Back, yeah, you went to CASCAR and we had some great battles in that. I think with the late model sportsman stuff, I think the first time we raced against each other was at Cayuga with that big McCurley Millen deal they had all the time there, that was a pretty cool deal too. But one of the big battles we had, I think back to 1994, and just like Dilly that year, you backed into a championship too. You were the Eastern champ, and Dilly was a national champ.
I backed into that, eh? Yeah.
Dude, you sound just like Dilly. Who was leading the race?
Well, I always
who was leading the East Championship and the National Championship at the last race of the year?
I don't know.
You rocker arm that I think I borrowed from you.
Well, I wouldn't. No, that wouldn't have been us. But we'd have gave you a good rocker arm. But I always tease Mark, if I'd have went out west, he might not have won the national, right? He just laughs about that, right? But
he wouldn't have won the national.
I didn't even know you were in that race. Well,
are you talking about the 95 race?
No, 94.
94. Well, because you might as well be talking about the 95 race, because I don't think you were anywhere near him in 95, Nags.
No, 95 was tough, man. We thought we broke a rocker arm, just about won the national championship.
So you
by a few.
So you broke a rocker arm in 94 and 95. Like, is this your excuse?
No. Listen up. So of course, because of the rocker arm, we got to get a new chassis from a different builder. We got to get a different engine builder because and then we're a piece of shit for the whole 95 season. Although until the second to last race, the McCurley Millen Classic. Who won that race? Dupe?
Oh, yeah, that was a good race, wasn't it? Yes. You know what? I'll give you that one. Yeah, let's just back it up. We'll go back to the sixth last lap when I think I got spun out and gave you the race there. So you gave me the 94 championship. Is that what we're going to give back and forth there?
Yeah, fair's fair. you and Junior Reagan, I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
Heading into turn one, Junior gets loose underneath you, slides up into you. You both go up into the fence. Didn't really hit the fence that hard. I'm thinking, because I know you're leading the national and the Eastern championship. I was out of it. We were so terrible all year, never won a race. And I'm thinking to myself, man, Dupe must be shitting his pants. But thankfully, you never hit the wall hard. I mean, it's just kind of, because even on the restart, we must have because I was running third, we must have had a bunch of people down because on the restart, you started third.
Yes, we had
behind Duke.
I think there was
4 of us on the lead lap.
There was 5 because then there was Reagan, me, you, Reagan,
and Duke,
right? And Duke.
And Duker.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that was it. And I thought that I'll give it to you because it's your day. I thought I was lucky to win that, but we're on the restart, buddy. You're behind me.
Yeah.
I'm on the pole. Duker's outside me, and you're lined up behind me. And where did you finish?
Second. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. And if I had one more lap, I don't know. I think I could have roughed up your bumper a little bit. Eh?
It was obvious that with the last 6 laps, whether you and Reagan spun or not, I was going to get you because I was watching the video today and lap timing it, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think there was 6 laps.
I just covered. That was, hey, like they say, you got to be there to win.
No doubt. You drove a good race, and that race there, the high side was working. I remember, and you had Duke Sawchuk pinned down on the low side, and I had Junior pinned down, and I'm thinking, let's keep doing this for the rest of the race, but that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Alex,
he just got loose under.
Yeah.
He lost room. He just got loose.
Yeah.
It seems like anytime we're talking about racing, like whether it's with Alex's brother Jimmy or any other guest we've had on Driver and Deep that has ties to NASCAR, that we really do hear the best stories. So, Sean, I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Did you say NASCAR? Or
what? I said CASCAR.
Oh, good. Okay.
Did I say NASCAR? Well, anyway, if I did, I meant CASCAR. Anyway, what good off the track stories do you have that you can share with us, Sean? And honestly, you get bonus points if Nags is part of it.
Well, yeah, I got one for sure about Naggles.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Naggles? What is Naggles?
I've always called him that. I don't know. Hey, Naggles, what's going on?
Oh. Hey, in the intro, he's busting my ass, asking me why I call you Dupe. I told him because it's either Dupuis or Dupuis, and I'm not going to piss anybody off, so I just call you Dupe.
Yeah, everybody calls me Dupe. I answer to that. It's all good.
Yeah, I just told Alex he was lazy. He couldn't say your whole name.
I'll go with that.
Anyway, so I don't mean to interrupt your story here.
No, I got one. I think I can tell that's good enough to go on the air. There was a pit stop contest in Purple Turtle in Calgary, and you had to have a pusher.
Oh God!
Yeah, this was indoor of a pub where beneath the hotel we were staying at, called the Purple Turtle.
The Purple Turtle, okay.
And they brought go-kart. I'll set you up, Duke. They brought go-karts inside, and they picked. I don't know who picked the teams.
I can't remember either.
I'll talk about our team, but we were in the finals, right? The final two.
Yeah.
And there you go. Take it from there.
Yeah, and so there was a pusher, so that they wouldn't start the motors, of course, because Nagy was driving, right? So you can't trust him in a bar with a motor.
Well, so listen, funny thing there, right? Here we are, 3 guys on the team, and I stayed quiet, and you guys picked me as a driver. That's all I got to say.
We drew straws, but
so
I can't really recall. I think there was a tire change involved or something. Yeah,
you're the pit crew.
I was the pit crew, right?
Yeah,
so I had to.
You changed. There was a jack or something.
Yeah,
so you had to jack it up, change a tire, drop it, and then the pusher had to push across the start-finish line.
Right.
You had to beat the guy beside us.
So when the pusher was Vanderwees, he's competitive, right? We're wanting to win this thing, and I don't even know if I think we're going a bunch against 10-year-olds or something like that, but he pushes
heat races.
Yeah, he pushes Nagy so hard. This was on the I think this was on the last one, right? Pushes Nagy so hard.
Final, yeah.
Yeah, runs right into the pool table with a bunch of guys there. Creates a little bit of a havoc. So Pete and I figured Alex was all right. We went up to the bar and had a couple more pops and left him on his own.
Yeah, it was great. There's 4 guys around the pool table going to bite my head off because I took their ankles out with a 200-pound steel go-kart. I couldn't stop it. Vanderwist, Dupe said, Vanderwist is a big bitch, and he'd push so hard, man, and I couldn't even get it stopped. Tires are just sliding on that tile floor.
Alex, Alex gave his nephews, Carson and Hudson, such a hard time about goofing around, racing while they're running around that RC track. Having a few pops, but it sounds like you were doing the exact same thing, really.
Yeah, we're kids at heart, really.
That's how I know.
Yeah.
Just trying to help them out.
Yeah.
Hang around with guys like Dupe, and you'll learn what not to do pretty quick.
I used to like to have fun. Come on.
Yeah. I can't remember who was in the final against us that night. I wish I could remember. But it didn't matter because they never had a chance.
No, not with us. Not with us 3.
It's probably a Lapsovich or something.
Well, there's the story, yeah.
What?
Oh. No, I can't do that one. I don't know. No, you guys got into it one time in New Brunswick. And we were like the Oreo cookie, right? You guys were on each side of us. And you got in the gym, or Jim got into you, and there's a big fight, and our team was like, all right, everybody, just get the hell out of here, right? But I can't remember what happened on the track, but I remember you guys were getting into it.
Well, he was beating and banging me. And, there's no walls there. And heading into turn 1, there's the big berm, right?
Yeah.
And so you just went off the track and hit that berm. Well, if you're going hard enough, you go airborne, and there's a grandstand right behind it. So I thought, screw you, we're heading down the front chute. And I thought, I'll just turn in real late. And, Jimmy wasn't slowing down, and he never let off the gas until he ran out of asphalt. And the fans were looking at his undercarriage.
Is that what happened? Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's why he was wound up. I'm not sure.
Went to the fights and a race broke out, eh?
Oh, man, we had some good times traveling up and down the road, that's for sure. And,
yeah.
Many of us, we did it with our families, of course. It seemed like a lot of us did at that time, and which ultimately made for a huge, big racing family traveling together, which was good times.
Yeah, absolutely was.
I bet you didn't take the whole family to the Purple Turtle Head bar?
The Purple Turtle.
The Purple Turtle.
And the other side of it, there's another bar there called the Peanut Bar. Remember that one, Dupe? Same floor out front.
Oh, was that to the left of the?
Yeah.
Oh yes,
video games, video machine, video gambling, and peanuts like 3 inches deep on the floor.
On the floor, yeah, that's right.
That's where old Teddy McAllister was dancing on the tables, and
that's right.
Dropped his strides.
And sober.
Yeah, maybe.
I thought he was.
I think
That's what he was saying. I thought he was drunk for sure.
Doing it for Chrissy and the girls, I think.
Was that the same place that Jimmy borrowed that taxi?
Same city. Yeah.
Yeah. Might have been a different trip, but yeah, I think it.
Yeah.
Calgary was.
You both know about it.
Calgary was a good time. Like that was the most fun, I think, going out that way.
I think so too.
Yeah.
We had a great spot to stay.
And I won a race out there, eh? Did you?
Did
you? Yeah, did you?
I did.
For sure you can't remember.
Yeah, I did.
Or did you break a rocker arm?
No, not that day.
It sounds like a great atmosphere and a good time, but one common theme here is that obviously the competition's intense no matter what you guys are doing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's true. Like I haven't talked to Alex for a little while up until the last few years, but it's like we never lost anything. We still tease each other and have fun and talk racing. And, it's the same way. I live in the same town as Beauchamp, and we don't see each other every day. And the minute we hook up, it's like nothing that, happened. It's amazing.
Did Ronnie get a new car?
Did he what? Sorry?
Get a new car, another car?
I heard something about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of guys we got down here. We got Dan Delisle's son. So I'm probably going to be spotting for him. And Terry Jones, Delaware, a couple races in Delaware, a little over in the States, but it's going to be sponsored by Terry Jones. So Casey Jones Racing, his son. Yeah. So I guess I'm going to be spotting this year. So I'll be in the towers now, not in the car. Yeah.
Shooter.
That's what they're telling me. Yeah. Us old drivers, that's what we do when we retire, right?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, listen, I don't know what you think, Duke, but I mean, that series, pretty hard to beat it, man. It was, I know you did ventured off to ASA for a few years afterwards, and that was a great series too. Maybe it wasn't in its greatest form when you were there, but those two series to me, I think that had a lot of similarities. And CASCAR stuff, man, I don't think it could get any tougher. It was great.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right. ASA was run the same way as CASCAR.
Yeah. So how was that experience?
Oh, it was good.
Like
stuff. Yeah. We ran it in between like CASCAR races, so the late 90s.
Right.
We started getting a handle on the car. We were running V6s back then, revving them like 9,000 RPM. Yeah.
You kind of got away from full-time Super Series and started doing some of that, right?
No, I was doing it probably about the same time. So it would have been 96, 97, 98-ish. We were doing that.
Okay.
And we had V6s. So that was, and back then you got to remember, I was racing against, I don't know if you've heard of these guys like Jimmy Johnson and Matt Kenseth. They were all coming up through that.
No, never heard of them.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
It was tough.
Yeah. So, we started getting together, some top 12 finishes. I think we finished 12th in Berlin, 12th in Nashville, and just started getting a handle on the cars and, learning how to drive them. And they had way bigger tires and everything was just different about the cars. And then they switched to a V8 and kind of put us out in left field. We really couldn't afford to buy another motor and stay at it, right?
Whatever happened to that car?
A guy bought it from down the Mosport area, and I think he raced it at Mosport for a few years. It had, yeah, on the road. Yeah, I guess they were good road course cars, right? So
yeah. Yeah, cool. No, I thought it was so cool when you did that. I wish, I could have done it. It looked like a pretty cool deal, especially after seeing them so much at Cayuga, in years past, for sure. All right, buddy. Listen, before we get you out of here, we have a segment we do at the end called Rapid Fire, and it's where Mark and I will ask a question or make a statement, and you can just answer quick as you want or can, and with as few words as possible. Let's have some fun with it. Are you ready?
I think so. I wasn't prepared for this, so let's do it.
That's the idea.
Neither were we.
All right, rapid fire. Question number 1. If the right opportunity was presented to you, Sean, would you get back behind the wheel?
Yes.
I wonder what you would say. So we talked about your ASA car, but what was your favorite race car?
Late model that I had at Toledo and Checker Flag.
That yellowish one?
No, it wasn't that one. It was like Lumina, red, white, and blue. It was one of the best cars I ever had.
Right.
All right. Beer or whiskey?
Both.
Oh, non-committal.
Some things never change.
How about a chicken delight from the penalty box? That was my favorite when I lived in Windsor.
Oh yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah,
for sure.
Have to get you down there, Nags, for one of those.
Sounds good to me. Is it still there?
I think so.
Yep.
Okay. I know your dad's your hero, so besides your dad, who's your racing hero?
Dale Earnhardt Sr.
Good one there, yeah. Is there a type
if you're talking local, Jack Monahan?
Yeah.
Is there a type of race car you haven't raced that you wish you did?
Well, we always want to go to NASCAR, so yeah, that's one of them ones I would like to have driven.
Favorite track you've raced on?
I like Calgary. I always liked Calgary.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool track.
Yeah.
Calgary's a happening place. Do you have any current hobbies now that you're not racing?
I just bought a fishing boat there last year, and I do some golfing. And I'm bad at both of them.
Alex does some golfing now too.
Disc golfing, Dupe.
What's that, sorry?
Disc golfing.
Oh, yeah? Never heard of it.
You have to check and see if there's a course in Windsor. We'll go to the penalty box and go disc golfing with Dupe.
Well, there has to be because Miss Frisbee's is from Windsor. Oh,
yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, don't show Dupe a picture of her. Just go. I know you're married now, got kids. I know.
No, not married. I got kids.
Just got kids. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll show them that picture. Your best racing memory.
Best racing memory. Boy, this is tough. There's so many of them.
Maybe there's two.
You know what? I'd have to say the look on my dad's face when we won the McCurley Millen 300 the second time in the Ford. It was priceless.
So you had to one up me and say you won it twice.
Yeah.
Sorry.
If you could go back and change one thing in your racing career, what would it be?
I think I would have started going over to the States sooner at a younger age. I think I would have liked to have done that. Might have prolonged things. Maybe, you never know, right?
Yeah, no, you don't. So maybe you just answered this. Any regrets?
Not one, no. Other than that, but not. That's not a regret, really. I met some great people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
So here's a one-word question that we have for you that we ask everybody. Family.
Tight. I have a tight family. Sorry.
No, good answer.
Well, Alex, what do you think? I think that's another episode of Driver and Deep in the can.
It is.
It is. Sean, thanks very much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And I hope that opportunity does present itself. I'd like to see you behind the wheel.
A spot for you.
I don't know how many laps it'll be, but I'll give it a shot.
Thanks, buddy.
And I'll take that spotter. That's good. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for sharing stories, bud.
Yeah, no problem.
We're wide open sideways. All right, you're clear. Talk is cheap. You're clear on that. We got the foot to the floor. There's only driver in deep. Don't be on the inside of you. All right, you're clear. Got a slow boat coming up on your inside. All right, you're clear. You're clear.
There's Mrs. Nags.
Don't be on the inside of you. All right, you're clear.